Hi, welcome to a video where I show you peculiar sound design facts I've discovered in the game Half-Life 2 and the Half-Life 2 beta, as I've been doing sound design for almost 3 years now, and I have played the game for a pretty good amount of time. I've made over 2,000 small samples that I think sound pretty cool, and the numbers will only continue to grow. Am I doing sound design wrong? Am I wasting my time? Maybe. Anyways, enough about me. The audio file HL2 Ambient 1 has quite an interesting backstory. It was created with a sample rate of 22,050 Hz with a codec of PCM S16LE, which would make my voice sound like this, and it was created on April 22nd, 2003, using SoundForge 5.0. The sound only plays in the map D1 Canals 01 whenever you first see the Citadel. Something interesting I found out is that the audio is just a very slowed down clip of wallmove2.wav. I can see why the audio engineer / sound designer of Half-Life 2 at the time, Kelly Bailey, would do this. The clip of wallmove2 sounds very industrial and dystopian in my opinion. Later on in the game, the sound makes another appearance in D2 Prison 05 at the end of Nova Prospect in some sort of song form. The song variant of the sample has a smooth fade in and out, which HL2 Ambient 1 lacks. The song form of the audio file has been named HL2 Song 0 and is just a higher sample rate version of HL2 Ambient 1 with just extended duration. It was also created somewhere in 2004 and was developed using SoundForge 5.0. One thing I saw upon further inspection is that in the metadata of specifically HL2 Song 0 contains a tag called TXXX and has the name Kelly Bailey in it, who was the sound designer at the time of Half-Life 2, and for some reason has a genre. However, when looking at the metadata of HL2 Song 0 and VLC Media Player, TXXX suddenly turns into engineer, and then the name Kelly Bailey after it. Strange. Next up. The audio file pinkpatrol.wav is quite old. It was developed with a sample rate of 11,025 Hz and a codec of PCM S16LE, which would again make my voice sound like this, and was created on March 28, 2002, using SoundForge 4.5. Again with the TXXX shenanigans. The sound commonly plays whenever a gunship takes damage or spots the player. Since this sound is quite old, if you have ever watched Half-Life 2 beta videos, you probably heard a higher pitched version of it with slight modifications. Take a listen. So it seems that Ping Patrol is just a much higher sample rate version of Hit 4 from the Half-Life 2 beta, just with much less distortion and reverb. Hit 4 was originally going to be in the training area for Half-Life 2, Hazard 01, as the player goes through some sort of psychological episode in an induced coma. Hit 4 was created with a sample rate of 11,025 Hz and a codec of PCM U8, and it was created on August 25th, 2000, using SoundForge 4.5. There is not much else information about Hit 4 that I know of. Next up, the audio file trans6.wav is quite disturbing. It was created with a sample rate of 22,050 Hz and a codec of PCM U8. There is absolutely no metadata available for this sound, probably because it was just a recording of a number station. I had no idea a reversed number station recording could be so disturbing. The beta community at first thought it was a female cosmonaut melting in space, but it is clearly not. Too bad the sound didn't make it in the final release of the game. Next up, the audio file energysing-loop4.wav has quite a peculiar origin. It was developed with a sample rate of 44,100 Hz and a codec of PCM S16LE, and it was created on February 5th, 2004, using SoundForge 6.0. The sound plays on loop whenever you are holding an energy ball or if one flies by you. One thing I noticed upon pitch manipulating is that the sound is just a modified version of hover.wav. Take a listen. There's not many differences between the two audio files. I assume energysing loop 4 had LFO modulation of some sort and underwent audio sample changes, as well as developing into a perfect loop. Hover.wav, an audio file in the Half-Life 2 beta, was used for the cut enemy particle storm. The sound file hover.wav plays on loop whenever the NPC is near the player. The sound file was created with a sample rate of 11,025 Hz and a codec of PCM S16LE, which would again make my voice sound like this, and was created on September 24th, 2001, using SoundForge 4.5. There's not much else I can tell you about the two sounds.